What going on, everybody? I am back after vacation. How y'all doing? What going on? I'm Martell Rolling. We got Tina Marie over there, the real smart one, because I ain't that smart. But we got Tina Marie, y'all. How y'all doing?
What did you say?
I ain't the smart one. You the smart one.
Oh my god. Hey y'all.
It's Pride Month, and what goes on the Pride Month? A lot of people
Drinking.
with that, and a lot of sex,
Hmm.
and jock straps, and leather, and daddies, and twinks, and stuff.
Oh, you laughing at me?
So how are y'all celebrating y'all pride? I celebrate mine by sitting here with Tina, drinking, eating a margarita popsicle,
Where is
and
my popsicle at? See,
oh,
you know what? You be whole now. I'm not gonna talk to you right now.
I got lost on my way to school
You
this morning.
no, no. I just saw you yesterday. You could have told me you had margarita popsicles then.
Hmm.
Y'all see how he be doing me
You know I be
all
drinking.
the
I be
time
forgetting.
though. All the time, but you want to come over and freeload here.
I mean, cause you my rich friend, so that's why I'm supposed to come reload off of you.
I am middle class, just like you.
Oh, we both in the same class. You more richer. She my rich friend, y'all. That's my rich friend.
I am not. I just make it look good.
You just won't let me have my moment, damn it.
Don't be feeding these people lies. What's wrong with you?
Oh, it's fun sometimes. No, it ain't fun feeding lies, y'all. It's not fun. But Pride Fest was this past weekend here in the Milwaukee area. I did not attend because that was my weekend of work, and I was mostly tipsy. So the reason why we didn't do the show last week was because I had drove back from the Dells. No, I had a drink that morning, and then I sobered up, and then drove home, and then came home, and I put some clothes and stuff in the washer, and then I went to retirement party and got even more drunk, and then I couldn't really drive. Like I walked out the thing, out the place, and realized I was really intoxicated. Like I was gonna go to my friend Mary's house, right, and I was gonna sit at her house. Y'all couldn't make out the parking lot. I had to sit in the parking lot till I sobered up. It was bad. It was bad. And then Tina was like, "What happened to the podcast?" Like Tina, I'm drunk. I was drunk. I'm sorry, y'all. I was drunk. I am so
True
sorry.
story.
You know what? I'm gonna get tired of her making fun of my drunken moments. I'm just saying.
That was him. What was I doing? I was minding my business, coming home, I think, from work.
That ain't the point.
What you mean?
No, you're hurting my feelings right now.
You don't have those, and no, I'm not.
Oh, you know what?
Hmm. Hmm.
This popsicle good as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
Whatever.
But speaking of Pride Month, so I came across a video on TikTok, I believe of a legislator on the floor, and I'm going to play that clip for y'all because we do need to give praise to this person. So here we go.
Mr. Speaker, the House Library is open. Now, I rise to commemorate the start of Pride Month by honoring the one and only queen of drag, RuPaul. An artist, a philanthropist, and a barrier breaker, RuPaul Charles has become an American phenomenon and an icon. Nobody has more charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent than RuPaul Charles. Now, Rue's career launched as a drag performer in New York, and then as a successful pop artist releasing his first hit album, Supermodel of the World. In total, he has released 15 studio albums. RuPaul also became the first gay black man to host his own talk show, The RuPaul Show. He is most known, of course, for his multi-Emmy award-winning show, RuPaul's Drag Race. Now, Drag Race and its many domestic and international spin-offs has put drag in the global spotlight. The show has helped launch and uplift the careers of thousands of drag queens and artists. But more importantly, the show has served as a critical space to discuss issues around inclusion, trans rights, mental health, and self-worth. And this message couldn't be more important as the LGBTQ plus community continues to fight for equality and acceptance. The world needs more love and, yes, more RuPaul. I want to thank RuPaul Charles for his years of leadership in our community and his activism. This Pride season, as we recommit to celebrating diversity, difference, and self-love, we must always remember what RuPaul so famously says. If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? Thank you, and I yield back.
Can I get an amen? Y'all see how Tina
For what part?
for RuPaul.
Oh, amen.
Y'all just let you know she distracted doing her old lady homework
I'm not
right now.
distracted. I heard everything that was going on. I just, your train of thought be a little off sometimes. So I had to clarify. Look at you. You off track right now. You see that?
Because I am appalled right now that you
You are
made that
not.
comment
You are
about my
not.
train of thought. It's not that bad sometimes.
It ain't that bad sometimes.
It ain't that bad
Mm.
sometimes. That's all I'm saying. But
Mm.
anyway, that was our my little segment for Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, everybody. Enjoy Pride Month and make sure y'all go get tested.
Yay.
Moving along. Uh I've been
Wait, what
drinking.
was getting tested for?
Oh, STDs.
Like,
Syphilis, gonorrhea, HIV, AIDS, whatever the whole nine, go get tested. Oh, herpes, I forgot about herpes. Oh, don't forget to go get tested for herpes. And
yeah.
if you're above 40, go get your prostate checked. A cococotomy. Go get one of those. What?
50 for those.
Oh, well, that's why you the healthcare professional. Hell, I don't know.
Because it is not time for me to get one of those.
Oh, well, men, go get your prostate exam. Whatever age you start getting those at, go get your prostate examined.
50.
You know what? I'm getting tired of you. Okay. You know
Hello.
what? Just because I don't know these facts, okay. You know what? I don't like you right now.
What?
It hurts my feelings.
You didn't say what age. You just said in general.
Oh. Well,
So
go get yourself tested, people. Knowing is key. Moving along. It's been so much crazy going on in this city. But first of all, I need to go on a rant about DoorDash.
oh my God.
Did she really mute herself? Because I'm on a rant about DoorDash. So, you know, so to have a little extra bit of cash on the side, I'll be doing door dashing, right? And I ain't gonna lie, you meet some interesting people, you know. But DoorDash ran a promotion. They didn't tell the restaurant they're running this promotion. But I guess if you spend a certain amount of money, you get a discount. Some type of good discount where basically it's almost getting a lot of food at cheap price. Um, so around 5 p.m., a store got hit with over 150 orders at one time. So there was just stacks and stacks of orders. They don't know what orders they made. They don't know if these orders has been done. They don't know if these orders been canceled. They don't know. And DoorDash just kept sending all their drivers in that part of the city to that store. So if you wasn't getting food yesterday, that's why. They kept sending all their drivers to that store. And it was about a 4 hour and 36-minute wait to get one sandwich from that store. Mind you, I don't know how they got it. I don't even know if they even got all the orders done before they closed because it was just that much chaos. They was like, oh, we just found some more orders back here. Like, why is it orders in the back of the store that nobody knew was there? Like, why is this not organized? Well, I get it. It's not the people at the restaurant fault. It's DoorDash fault. I'm just DoorDash. Y'all need to do better, okay? I drink to that. Mm. The violence in the city of Milwaukee is getting ridiculous. In the past week, we had a 1 year old, two women got into an altercation. We're gonna say that, and they just decided to shoot at each other. One of those stray bullets hit a 1 year old and killed the 1 year old. And so this is where I'm starting to think that more people should have, like regular everyday people should have some type of medical training or some type of medical common sense, because I don't think they knew to try to hold pressure on the wound or whatever it was to try to keep the person from bleeding out. I don't know where the child was shot at. I'm not sure. But instead, they decided to take the child. I don't even think they called 911. They decided to pick up the child and take the child to the fire station. And by the time they got to the fire station, the child was pronounced dead. It is some very cruel people out here. Like, y'all really killed a baby over some nonsense, some petty nonsense. And it's just sad and depressing and nasty. They're just like the girl. I don't know if she had like a psychotic episode or whatever, but she killed her own sister. Then you had the man who came up here for a funeral. I guess to lay one of his loved ones to rest. They shot up his car and killed him. It's just ridiculous. And then the other day, Tina sends me a video of a high-speed chase. So, for those of you who are not familiar with the city of Milwaukee, so they basically, in the far right lanes where cars would normally be parked at, in some of those spaces, like on corners, they put these like little concrete things to prevent people from driving right there, trying to go around what they call baselining. So they put those in. And I guess this man was trying to run from the police. So now, because they can't get in that lane and baseline and get around traffic or whatever, they decide they're going to drive on the sidewalk. And then they drove on the sidewalk and hit a tree. Imagine if it was pedestrians or whatever just walking on anybody else just walking on the sidewalk. I just feel like this younger generation, I can't say all of them, maybe about 25% of them, just have no regard for human life. They have no regard for anybody else, but they don't even care about their own lives, the way how they be driving. Like the kid that him and his friends, they stole a Kia and they driving down the street swerving, and the guy hit the school bus, and they left his friend for dead. Ran off without him. Like this younger generation just have no regard for life, their own life, other people's life, nobody's life. And it's crazy because Tina has seen that video, and that same car came zooming down my street. I just said, thank God they wasn't driving on the sidewalk like they was when they hit the damn tree. Something needs to be done. Somebody in these cases.
Ain't nothing gonna happen. They just letting us kill ourselves off.
I was gonna say is that too, and then a lot of people are blaming on the juvenile justice system because it's like, okay, they go to court, they get arrested, they go to court, and then they ended up the juvenile justice system like, oh, okay, well, you'll serve a year or 2 years in detention, juvenile detention, and then basically they're back on the street doing the same crimes all over again. So are they really gonna learn a lesson? I don't know. Will they ever learn a lesson? I don't know. I mean, maybe once Tina start open up her own hospital eventually, she just better say like she's gonna start making money off of them being in her morgue.
That's too much work.
Oh, simply.
You gonna help me open up this hospital?
I tell other people what to do.
No.
That's too much. I don't know if I could do that. I know you got more patience than I do.
I don't know.
If somebody sit at a red light more than 2 seconds, I'm already road raging. So I don't know if I'm the perfect person for that.
I don't know.
But anyway, let's keep this show rolling, y'all. Because I know y'all missed us. I know the audio people missed us too, because they actually stream this more than the video stuff. But it's all right. All right, but I got a clip for y'all. It's some dumbness, and I want y'all to watch this. So here we go.
So you were saying you did lose your job as a result of the vaccines.
Yep, because I just wasn't allowed in people's homes without a mask, or a lot of people would ask me, are you vaccinated?
And it was at a big company or no?
Small company, self-employed, just myself. And,
okay, so
and my
you
kids, yeah.
you kind of had to let yourself go. You fired yourself.
What the fuck did I just watch?
What do you mean? What did you just watch? Do I need to replay it for the audience?
Nope. I heard it loud and clear. Loud and clear. No, thank you.
So does it surprise you that there are people that's stupid in the world that he fired his own self from his own self-employed company of one employee?
Nope. Not at all. Not at all. No.
When I first saw that clip, I said, "You got to be lying to me right now." And these are the same people who think that Trump is the most God's greatest gift to Earth. Speaking of Trump and his parties, y'all, Mike Pence has officially announced that he's running for president of the United States. Tina, what are your thoughts on Mike Pence?
So I would like to see him by himself and hear his ideals, rather than being like the vice president on a running mate. I do kind of remember some type of situation that happened at the end of Trump's last term where Mike Pence did not back him, and everybody was like, ooh. And then I kind of feel like the rest of the cabinet followed completely like after that. I can't even remember what it was.
It
but it was like, ooh.
Mike Pence had the power to like overturn the results of the election. Basically, he was like, "No, like the American people voted, and just because we in here got the right to like, no, the people voted."
Mm-hmm.
And Trump was not happy with that.
So I'm interested to see what he got to say.
I think he would do fine, as long as he don't allow Marjorie Taylor Greene to run as his running mate. She's very upset that Trump did not pick her to run as his running mate in the 2024 election. If you guys are not familiar with Marjorie Taylor Greene, this lady says the most outlandish stuff known to man and then thinks she's politically correct. This was the same woman who said when she was in high school, there was a mass shooting or somebody brought a gun to her school that
Are you stuck?
because somebody act like they couldn't just wait till I was done with the broadcast and do all this extra stuff on the side of me.
Hey.
Ouch. God damn. But yeah, so she says the most outlandish thing. This was, like I said, the same one that I think when Joe Biden was like a congressman or a governor or something like that. Joe Biden held some type of all political position during that time, and there was somebody who brought a gun to her school or something like that. But either way it go, she says that it happened And September, when the reported incident really didn't happen, it's like all October, November, and it wasn't how it was described. A mass shooting had never happened, or anything how she described it to be. This is the same woman who felt like um people who are peacefully protesting are the same as the people who stormed the Capitol. So these people who are in at government buildings who are sitting down and just holding signs and peacefully just sitting there doing that, does she feel like those people are terrorists and they are trying to overtake the country and trying to dethrone our government? This is the same woman who says that what she said, like 20 million babies have been aborted since the Jim Crow law went into, not Jim Crow, oh fuck, Roe versus Wade went into effect, I believe in 1973. This is the same woman who said that 20 million babies been murdered, and she was trying to compare it to, what was she trying to compare it to? She was trying to compare it to like mass shootings and murder. Like she was saying like people, like black people murder. It was the mess. It's just like she just always be on some racist shit. Like whether it's against people who are Hispanics, people who are Arabian and stuff like that. Black. She is a true white supremacist to the core, and this woman wants to run for vice president of the United States. She's against. She's one of the people who are for banning books that teach about equality. She's the same person who's against banning books who talk about slavery. She's the same person that feels like no Mexicans should be allowed into the United States. There should be no Mexicans here. They need to go back to their country. This is the same woman who said that these Mexicans are stealing jobs from Americans, but these jobs that the Mexicans are working, no American wants to work them. So it's like nothing this woman says, nothing she says is ever politically correct. She never has her facts backed up, and then wherever she gets her facts from, it's like this woman get her facts from Wikipedia. And I don't know who voted this woman into office, who's dumb enough to vote this woman into office. Why is she still in office? I don't know. And then speaking of congressmen and all this kind of stuff, I don't know if I said this before on the podcast, but they were talking about this whole debt ceiling thing and how they need to raise the debt ceiling so that America can pay all their bills and all this other kind of stuff. I figured out a solution how to save us money. Y'all want to know what that is?
Sure, why not?
If you didn't know, if you are elected in as a senator or a congressman, you get health care for life. So if you only serve 4 years out of your political career, you get health care for life. So say like you got elected in at 28 and at 32 you were not voting back in. At age 32, you getting health care for life. So my whole thing is, you know how many living congressmen and senators and stuff that we have living right now, and how much of their healthcare bills that the American people are flipping with their tax dollars? These people are getting free healthcare while there are people on the street struggling to get basic healthcare. And these people are just sitting down at home, retired, getting a check every month and getting free healthcare. So here's what I'm proposing. We get rid of their free healthcare for life. While you're an active senator or congresswoman, yes, you should be able to you can get some healthcare. But once you are voted out or no longer serving, you should no longer be allowed to get healthcare for life. Me personally, I feel like the only people who, if we still gonna keep this system where Americans have to pay for healthcare, I feel like the only people who should remain getting healthcare for life, no matter what it is, no matter what the disease is or dying, whatever it is that they need, the only people who should be getting healthcare for life is veterans and active servicemen and women. Other than that, everybody else should pay. And that's how I believe we can cut costs in America. Well, I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea too. I
So
think
Biden,
it's.
if you
It's.
hearing that,
Oh,
Torian is
wait,
so
wait.
excited, y'all.
I think it's a waste, to provide that type of service to them. Oh.
Ooh, y'all, Torian about to get in trouble.
No, I was checking on the dog.
Oh, it'd be funny when Torian get in trouble though,
Uh,
especially when Torian get in trouble with his grandmama. Hilarious.
Mind your business. Anyway, but yeah, I think it is a great idea. Especially how people complain about people who cannot physically afford to pay for health care, getting
Mm-hmm.
free health care. Why are these people receiving health care? Now, are they, so is the president the only person that receives income for the rest of their life after they serve their term?
I don't know. I think because I think politicians after I believe they do get some type of retirement benefits. Like I'm retiring as a politician. I'm just not going to run anymore. I believe they do get some type of money from the government till they basically croak.
So I know the president do, but you're not sure about the rest of them.
I'm not sure about the rest of them.
Okay.
And here's another thing too. So they are trying to make the American taxpayer. So say like when the senators and the congressmen they have to go to Washington D.C. and do whatever it is they got to do at the Capitol building there, or whatever they call it, whatever they got to do when they got to go there. So they're trying to make it where the American people has to pay for their so basically get reimbursed by taxpayers for their flights there. They're trying to get it so when they have to go there. So I think it's like if they have to go to Washington DC and they got to stay there for a week or two, whatever. I think they're trying to get reimbursed for flights there. They're trying to get reimbursed for rent that they have to pay in Washington DC for their apartment or whatever they live at there. Basically, any expenses that they accumulate while they're in Washington DC serving, they're trying to make the taxpayer reimburse them for that. So basically, they want the taxpayers to pay for their whole lifestyle in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
On top of the money they get for serving, as a senator, congressman. Oh, hey, Torian. Torian decided to join the show, everybody. Hey, Torian. Did you learn anything today, buddy?
He learning how to get on my nerves.
Oh. Well, Torian, Merry Christmas to you.
It's not.
With that being said, y'all, I didn't have much for this episode. We just missed y'all. Wanted to say thank y'all. Unless Tina, do you have anything for the people? Before we get into final thoughts.
So I do kind of want to talk about. Oh my God. I do kind of want to talk about the student loan cancellation hall scenario that's going on. You're better than me at explaining these types of things because I just keep it real straight to the point. Some people said yes, then the other people said no, so it didn't pass. No, they were trying to put a bill on it. Somebody passed some bill that would affect what Biden was trying to do, and he vetoed it, basically, right?
I didn't hear anything about that.
He vetoed it because they were trying to stop his bill, I think, and they ended up vetoing it. He ended up vetoing it. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Because I know it's some people who've been saying they received the funds and they saw the deduction on their student loans being either if it was under 10,000, theirs was just completely wiped out, and some people some people actually saw the 10,000 erased off they student loan debt. So I don't know what's going on with that
That's
because there was
not the
I,
same thing. It's
yeah,
not
because I
the same
saw
thing.
oh yeah, you were right. You did say it was two different ones. I saw some people saying like one it was passed, some people saying it like you said, some people saying it wasn't. So I don't know where they at with that. When it comes to that, I don't know if he's going to try another plan. I have no idea.
So it says President Joe Biden officially vetoed legislation Wednesday that would block his student loan forgiveness program. So they had put out another bill that was supposed to stop his bill, the program, and he vetoed it. The bill, which passed Congress earlier this month with support from some moderate Democrats, sought to block the student loan forgiveness program, which promises to cancel up to $20,000 a debt for millions of borrowers. No debt has been canceled yet, while the program faces legal challenges. So it looks like he's going to continue to pursue to get this pushed through. So I really hope that works.
Here's my whole thing. So instead of relieving debt off of some of these American people, who this will help out tremendously. You guys are the Republican Party is just, and some of the Democrats, because I know some Democrats I heard said they were against it too. Y'all are against something that'll help your own people, but you guys are willing to send in hundreds of millions or even billions of dollars over to Ukraine. You guys are sending money over there and giving them like tanks and weapons and all these other kind of things that cost that the taxpayers are paying for. But yet these same taxpayers who this bill would help, you don't want to help them. So I'm like, make it make sense to us.
So I feel like they're sending stuff over there like that because they gotta have like some off the books deal or some type of partnership with something.
It's all about oil because in the Ukraine they have a mass production of oil over there. So basically, it's almost like, hey, America, if you help us win this war, we'll sell you guys oil at a cheaper price.
So there's your answer. There's your answer right there. That's why they don't care about their own people. They care. I mean, I can't say that, but I can't so even if they're getting oil at a cheaper price, is it benefiting us? Or are they still overcharging us and putting whatever that
So I think the oil that they get from them is what the government would get, the U.S. government would get, and basically whatever oil that the government accumulates, it just goes into a storage. Like it don't get used. It just goes into our supply of oil that America has. And instead, the oil that we are currently using, it's the oil that like oil companies that like it's like stuff that like BP and all these other gas head gas station people, and then the oil that get bought from overseas in like Iraq and all them other places. That's the oil that we are currently using to make our gas. So we're not even using when gas prices had got really high and Obama was like, okay, we're just going to use some of America's reserve oil that we have. And if you notice, the price of gas went down. Nearly $1, almost $2 when that happened. So when the government decides to let us use our own gas is at a cheaper price. But them just getting that oil and just basically storing it is not benefiting us if you're not going to give it to the American people so that way we can have cheaper gas prices.
It's all such a sick game.
Yeah. So then you got to think about so the gas that we getting is being bought from, it's probably getting bought through a third party, or this person got it from this person. So everybody has to make some type of profit off of it, basically. So, and then the crazy part about it, we still go to the gas station, even though we're not using America's reserve of oil, we still paying the government for the stuff anyways, because of the tax we pay when we go buy gas. That's still going to the government. So either way, either we buy, as I said, either we get it from them people or get it from the government. We still been fucked over. That's all I can say.
Oh my goodness, that's terrible. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, it's just. I think that's why sometimes I just kind of ignore all of that because it's just stupid. It's like nobody cares. It's like, I see all these people and these politicians, oh, we're trying to make the world a better place, blah, 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 this, that, and the other, sustaining the environment. And I'll be like, where? Because y'all do so many underhanded backdoor under the table ass deals, which I get. Sometimes you do have to make those type of deals, but it's not it's not benefiting us. Like, I've watched and seen so many different things, and I just be like, really? Like, people, it's just it's so much corruption, it's ridiculous. We got a series of checks and balances in place, but it ain't checking and balancing shit.
And you keep getting these Republicans voted into office who all their campaigns and when they be going to go run for these positions and stuff, it's all funny by big companies. So then when these politicians get voted into office, you know what? You donated $3 million to my campaign, so I'm going to make sure that you see a huge tax break. And that's how and that's how it is. It shouldn't be that way. Like, I feel like big businesses should not be able to support campaigns, like governmental campaigns when they're running for office. I feel like that should be raised through either citizen donations or through their own money.
That kind of remind me of the whole oxycodone epidemic, where some of these drug reps were telling the doctors that they weren't addictive, but then the physicians that were prescribing were getting kickbacks. Some people get vacation, some people get, you know what I'm saying? Like, depending on how many pills you're prescribing, then you get like all these nice little bonuses. They want to take you to dinner. Like, I see it all the time. Drug reps come all the time. They be like, oh, come to Fleming's so we can tell you about our new drug. So kind of like that. It's like, I'm gonna treat you nice. Make sure you scratch my back where you get to where you need to be. Because I need you to do this for me because we can't do it ourselves. But then it benefits it's just, and then again, like, not benefiting the American people. Like, this is why we're such a hated country. We're so greedy. Like, we lack a lot of morals and values and structure and law. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, we're supposed to be the land of the free, but we're really not. They just let us think we are. So it's like it's ridiculous. Like, we're so wasteful. Like, I don't know. Don't get me ranting. I was ranting earlier. I was on a rant for my life earlier. That's a whole nother episode of the podcast right there. Oh my goodness, I'm probably gonna have hate mail coming in if I ever speak on that. But anyway, I don't know. I guess that's my final thought. Like, I'm just really fed up with a lot of the entitlement, a lot of the playing games with people's lives and livelihoods and people's legacies, and just being so evil and conniving. And there's no reason, it really ain't no reason for it, just to thirst for money and power and, this, that, and the other. Like, to me, that's not real power. Like, dictatorship is not real power. Sir, if you're a servant leader, to me, that's real power. Not only are you empowering people, you giving people power by teaching them how to teach themselves, take care of themselves, right? But at the same time, if you empower people to do what you're doing, meaning that they really don't need your leadership and they still want to follow you, that's some powerful shit right there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I feel like that's
Trump supporters.
Yep. Place the power in the people's hands and see if they still want you to be their leader. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that.
I totally agree. And what one of the other things we need to do, uh, that there needs to be an age limit on people who can serve in office. I'm starting to get to the point now of like you should not be able to be a congressman or a senator if you're 60 or older.
I don't know. 60 is kind of young now. It ain't really old. And back in the
mean-
day, it used to be old,
I mean,
but it ain't really that old.
I get it, but like I feel like a lot of the people who are in office now that's like 60 now are the same people who were alive or who were raised by people who thought that segregation was a good idea.
I don't know. Like people who were just barely hitting adulthood when I was born, no, I don't think they think like that. I feel like that's the age of Woodstock. More free thinking, more tipsy.
I mean, but like I'm just saying, like we still have people who were born in 1939 and 40 who are still sitting in office. Like no, like you don't have no connection to the real world. To me, you don't know what goes on in the real world. You don't know. You don't have no idea how it is to live as a normal American. If you've been serving in office since 1970 and you're still in office, you don't have no connection with the real world whatsoever.
So I feel like the age limit should be 70 for actually getting appointed. Like, say you win presidency at 70, you can still serve out your term. You see what I'm saying?
So
So
yeah,
I
so
feel-
like,
I feel
so
like
I'm
that.
fine with older person, like a person being 70, 80 running for president, okay, because you only can serve 8 years, but you can't run again after 2 terms. But when it comes to, like I said, these senators and congressmen, they can keep running and running and running and running and running until they die.
I feel like it should be a 2-term limit, just like the presidency.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree with that.
And
It
then
should be a
the fact
2-term
that
limit.
that's something that the fact that we have people who are considered the silent generation still serving in office, like no, like you don't have no business being in there.
But I think that the reason why there isn't a term limitation on a lot of those jobs is because nobody wants them. So then the incumbent just stays in office because, truth be told, don't nobody want to do that. You gonna run for office?
But I feel like
You gonna run for
here's
office?
I actually would.
You gonna be county supervisor?
I actually would, or whatever. Yeah, whatever. I wouldn't mind it. I just feel like with this new generation who's now like 20, 21, 22, that generation is really into government, and I feel like the younger generation who they believe in progression is into government. So like the young men who were against progression, who were for progression, and these older white men saw that as an act of defiance. Oh, they're trying to incite riots and all this other kind of things. Like they want things to progress, and I don't. I want things to stay the same. I want things to be like how it was back when life was great for me.
So to double back on that, you saying kids that are my oldest son age, around in that area, because he's old enough to vote now.
Yeah,
he don't give 2 shits about the government.
Like he doesn't, but I've been seeing a lot of through social media and stuff like that. I've been seeing a lot of younger people into government. So like we saw all these chairs and stuff being flipped. Like we say, like, oh, this Republican was doing some stupid shit while they were in office. They did some outlandish shit while they were in office. So this younger generation who are 20, 21, 22, they started this movement called Poke Around and Find Out. You do something we don't like, you lose your job. If you're not doing your job, you lose your job. If you're not doing nothing to make progression or to help people, you lose your job. And in these last few elections, that's what we've been seeing. It's not the 40, 50, and 60-year-olds or even 70. Those are not the ones who are going to go vote anymore. Those people are not even voting. It's these people who are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Those are the people who are going out to go vote and is flipping these and getting these people who are for us staying in poverty, or for us, for not for the progression of people. Basically, they are the ones going out voting and getting these people voted out of office.
Not where we live at. They ain't. These
To
kids.
be honest, that last election when that Democratic just won position, majority of the people who went out and voted were young people. Because she even
What? Who? What's the person name?
I forgot her name.
What did she do?
She's Supreme Court for the Wisconsin Supreme Court. So she got voted into our higher Supreme Court. So like now so when it comes to laws being passed, Wisconsin now it has majority Democratic vote for when it comes to like some laws. Well, stuff that gets sent up to the Wisconsin higher court.
It wasn't Lena Taylor, was it?
No, that was not Lena Taylor. Why did you look at that?
She was running for well, maybe she was running for circuit court. I can't remember.
It was something in Madison, but I can't remember the position. But yeah, she's running for something in Madison. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a lot of younger people who went out and voted.
I'll be honest with you, the majority of people I know at my job and the people that I'm around did not vote for anything since the presidential election.
A lot. To be honest, a lot of people at my job who are 40 and over, none of them went and voted. When I talk to a lot of people who are 40 and younger, at least 30 and younger, those are the ones who went and voted.
It's not like that at my job. Your job, your environment is a lot different than where I'm at. And that's the population that they need to encourage to go vote.
Yeah.
Because people, even the patients, the people, then nobody go vote.
Because people have this notion where my vote doesn't matter. Like, oh, well, they gonna do what they want. Like, well, if you don't go vote for the person that you want to go in there and make the change that you want, and that person don't get voted in, what change do you think is gonna happen? So I feel like that's their mindset. Like, your change isn't gonna happen if you're gonna do the legwork to make change happen.
Well, I mean, they see it as this. They're not gonna follow the rules anyway. It doesn't matter who they put in the office.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to follow rules. Nobody's going to hold up to whatever bargain or pitch they had while they were campaigning. Half of the people don't even know where these people came from, or what these jobs do. Like, what does that person do? What does that person do? What is this for? What are they, what kind of power are they going to have? They don't know any of that stuff.
Even some people like I said, even with the older generation, I'm sorry, y'all, it's hotter than an alligator put vagina in his room. But but I feel like there are some people who are older, and I ain't gonna say a certain age group. It's a lot of people who don't know the chain of government, like how government works, and I don't know if because the school system just failed them.
They just don't care because it doesn't apply. So this is the thing, like from what I see on a daily basis, these people are trying to figure out how they're going to eat, where they're going to lay their head at, if their lights are going to get cut off. The kids, how they're going to get their kids to school, if they got a job or not. Like it's not a pressing issue. They don't care who get put in the office because they're just trying to wake up the next day and make sure they don't die that day.
See, to me, you describe a single parent.
No, I am not describing a single parent. I'm describing everybody that I see within that building that comes to our building to get health care. It doesn't matter what age. None of that. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. Like, they're all trying to figure out how to make ends meet, period. Just because of where the clinic is located, and that is the patient population that is there, that is how poor that part of the city is. And that's just the culture that is down there. That is how they grew up. That is how their parents grew up. It's a lack of like education. They dropped out of school because they had to go make money to make sure that families were eating and this, that, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's they don't care that. So voting is the last thing on these people's minds. And honestly, if you have never been in that situation where you don't know if my lights are going to get cut off tomorrow, oh, let me check my bank account. I got $5. Am I going to be able? Where's my gas hand at? Oh man, okay. Well, the kids I ain't going to be able to eat tonight. I've been there. I didn't care about voting. That was the last thing on my mind. I couldn't sleep at night. I was eating meals, skipping meals so my kids could eat even before I had kids. It's just like, I meet like young men that come in there that had dropped out of school because their parents couldn't afford to raise them. They out here on the streets trying to make fast money, trying to survive. So now I'm meeting them in the clinic because they come to get STD testing, XY. Most of the time, that's when a younger man comes to the, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's like you talking to them, they like the way they trying to live their lives is just, they don't care. They don't care. It doesn't matter to them. So that's what, I hear it. You guys got to get out there and vote. Them people do not honestly care. They could give two shits about who is the president because it has never mattered who was in the office. There is a running tally of whoever is in the office. This part of the city is always and always will be poor. It is always going to be underserved. Nothing has changed for them for generations. That's the problem. That's why they don't care. So when you say you want them to get out there and vote, it's not going to change anything for them. And I know that's me being very, I should be telling people to get out there and vote, but I've been there. I understand how they feel. I understand where, so to me, what changed my life was me deciding I was going to go back to school, do this, do that, do this, not who I voted for. Like none of that mattered. Honestly, I've never used the universal health care, whatever have you. I've never used nothing that I can remember that for a person that I voted for has benefited me in any way.
True.
That's the cold hard truth. So that's why when I say it's a farce, what are we doing? It's not. It's a big ass. The government is one big ass game to me.
That is, Torian, what are you upset for?
This tablet here.
Oh.
There you go, baby.
I hear what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. Like, yeah, when they're in their positions, they don't care about voting. They caring about more about surviving. I get it. And then as you got older, like you said, you educated yourself and got out that situation. And that's the thing. You like there are some people who choose to get out that situation, but there's some people that just accept that they're in that situation and don't try.
Stop yelling before it pop up. And I mean I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. 100% honest with you. What worked with me was bettering my credit score.
Yeah, I feel like I learned that you can't do nothing in this damn country without a decent damn credit.
Come here, let me ask you something. How you feel about voting?
What you mean?
How do you feel about voting?
I mean, it's kind of pick your poison.
Okay. Do you feel pressed to go vote? Like it's something you got to go do? Why not?
I just don't.
Do you think your vote counts?
Yeah.
Okay. In what way?
I mean, because everybody vote count. Like if everybody thought their vote didn't count, I mean.
So why when I asked you was you gonna go vote, why you told me no?
at the time.
See, okay,
But like that's not. I didn't think that my vote didn't count. I just didn't feel like it.
you did because you don't care.
No, not really. I mean, like
See,
that's what I'm saying. It's gonna pick your voice.
I told you they don't care. Like that's not. Do you feel like anything is gonna change if you go vote?
Oh, okay, so like voting is all of it. Like it's not gonna change for people of my tax bracket. It's for people. It's for richer people. That's how it's always been. I mean,
See what I mean? You know what he said?
Yeah, it's not gonna change for people in his tax bracket.
It's for richer people.
should they get tax breaks or whatever you want to call it. If it's for them to make more money at the end of the day, they still gonna take money from us.
He said it's for them to make more money at the end of the day, and they're going to take the money from us. So it. See what
I
I'm
can
saying?
see it in a way, but then the same people who they say it's for the rich people, but at the same time, these rich people are now taking away a lot of the stuff that the people who in that tax bracket depend on. Like if that bill would have, what they say, 1.2 million people would have lost food stamps. Another million, some people who've been kicked off of the state insurance. Whatever how it's something go, it's a lot. And so they're trying to put bills forward that, shall I say, that the rich people voted for. That basically they'll say, well, you know what, we're not going to pay for you to basically sit at home.
So it's one thing to kick people off of food stamps. The thing is, they don't do a good enough. They don't do a good enough job of screening to actually give people that
You're right.
need it. I know so many people that screw the system, getting hundreds of dollars in food stamps and don't need it.
I know a lot of people today that work full time for 6 months, and then when they know it's about getting close to that time to do a review of their finances and all that kind of stuff, they cut their hours at their job, they go part time. They don't figure out ways how to scan the system.
Not even that. I know people that just full on lie on their application and get approved, and for years and years and years, and it's like just fake check stubs or you know. Just things like that, but then you're not actively it's not really hard. If you got somebody's social, you can get the information. Like they're gonna tell you where this person works at.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
remember.
saying?
I remember during my part time, I went and I applied, and all they did was type in my social security number. Mind you, I didn't even know you could just type in my social security number and find out what I worked at that time.
Yes.
They typed in my social security number and said, "Oh, well, you work for such and such company and you make such this amount of money and such and such, such and such, so you're denied."
Yes. So that's why I don't understand. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
now
I get what you say.
make legislation because y'all was too fucking lazy to do y'all job, and you letting the people who don't need it ruin it for the people that do need it. So now you want to make up this, you want to narrow the guidelines. No, you need to weed out the people that's lying, and then you will have more funds. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you do.
I totally 100% agree with that, because I was saying the same thing. Like, there are so many people who actually need the food stamps but don't have it. Like, I can see a single mom, you know, you like I don't know if anybody ever saw that breakdown of the video, the lady where the man from Chase had to go in front of some type of government, and they had to testify, and she had broken down of an average bank teller who made I believe but between $15 to $17 an hour, and she makes about $35,000 a year. And after she get through paying for her utilities, and say she got a 2008 minivan, paid car insurance and everything. After she paid her utilities, rent, you know, she had a Cricket phone, even though it's a very cheap phone, but she had a Cricket phone. And then she said, based on a average diet, say like a Roman noodle diet, where they basically have a very poor diet, it's the cheapest thing they can buy and survive off of. She said, even after paying all her bills, being on the cheapest diet, and then she was like, well, because you require her to be at work after 5 p.m., which means she has to pay for childcare because the child got out of school at a certain amount of time, so she can't have childcare, so she also has to pay for childcare. So every month, this lady was in a negative $550. But yet, because this woman is a single mom and make about 30, about 20, about $35,000 a year, over 20, basically over 20,000, she doesn't qualify for. No, she don't get food stamps. She's not getting help on food stamps. She's not getting any type of help whatsoever. She's making it with one, and this is just with one child, and $500 in the rear, but finding somehow to still make it. And this is at making $35,000 a year. But yet, these are the people who. That's one of the people who would need these benefits, but yet cannot get the benefits because she actually gets up and go to work. But yet, there are people who absolutely don't need this and probably working hell of overtime at their job, bringing home about 50 some $1,000 after working overtime all year, and yet still manage to find some way to get these benefits. And mind you, don't have kids, or they might only have one child. But either way it go, they're making pretty good money where they don't really need to be on these type of programs, but yet on the program somehow still. Like you said, fake falsifying check stubs and all that other stuff. It's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
like if people put this much work into scamming, if they put this much work into scamming, and actually put this work into bettering themselves or to trying to make it the world at least a better place. Oh my God, it makes such a difference in this world. If people would put that much effort into them own selves and bettering themselves.
Terrible. Terrible, man. I'm saying, don't get me started about how I was living off of 12 grand a year, going to school full time, only working on the weekends with 2 kids
See what I'm saying?
for 3 years straight.
See what I'm saying? And yet somehow they still like, well, we can't give you the full benefits. We might give you partial, but this bitch over here working a whole
I
full
was
time
getting, I was
two
getting,
jobs and getting food stamps.
I was getting $200 in food stamps a month. That's it. And I had 2 kids, had to feed myself. That's when I had to make choices. Am I going to eat something today or am I not?
Right. Because I remember I was working just weekends only, and I was working for a temp company, and literally I was getting paid like what 130 something a week. That's what I was making, like 130 something a week. And at the time, I think I was getting food stamps. They was giving me $200 a month in food stamps. And as soon as I went full, I wouldn't say full. It wasn't full time hours. As soon as I started getting a little bit more hours, they cut me off immediately. And it's crazy because it's crazy because I see so many. How much time? Okay, so we see so many able-bodied people who are able to get up and go to work and do the things that normal people do, but yet somehow find a way to scam the government and just not have to do anything. Like I have a cousin who married somebody who I've never seen work a day in my life. Oh, since I've known that they've been together, I've never seen this person go to work, but somehow has gotten into every program in the world.
A lot of people,
for the government to take care of them.
a lot of people go to these doctors and harass these doctors until
wait. No, this person don't believe in a doctor. This person don't believe in going to go get screened for cancer, breast cancer, none of that stuff.
No, what I was going to say, I was talking about
go to a dentist.
I was talking about people on disability. It's a lot of people on disability, and I've seen it come in, and they will come in and harass and threaten doctors until doctors say they're disabled so they can get disability benefits.
I saw a video. This man, they interviewed him. This is when everything Ron DeSantis passed on them bills in Florida. And this man said that he was on disability because he couldn't find work. And now there's work out here in these strawberry fields picking fruits and all this other kind of stuff that the Mexicans have now left in Florida. So now there's jobs out there. And so I remember the reporter asking him, so do you want to go, are you going to go to apply for the job? The man said no, because I'm getting my disability check now. So I don't have to go to work. I don't have a reason to. And it's crazy because we see our elderly people who has worked their whole lives and should be able to enjoy retirement to go back to work.
Shit, I'm probably gonna have to work till I'm a good 75.
Because they can't afford to live off of disability. And that's the crazy part. Like the people who are up there in their ages right now, like some of them are just strictly getting just their social security check. Some of them might have been lucky to get a pension, but some of them are just literally just living off of social security. And they're going back to after 60, is it 63 or 65, they can go back and work full time without the government, coming at them
Yep, you gotta be
or
full
trying to take away
time.
their benefits. All right. And then even though, I worked my whole entire life and I should be enjoying retirement, they can't because even though I'm retired, I still have to pay for healthcare. Like there are young, able-bodied people getting free healthcare, but yet our elderly can't get free healthcare. They
Yeah,
have to
they
pay
still, they
on
still
top
gotta
of
pay for Medicare. Yes, they do.
yeah, they gotta pay for Medicare, they gotta pay for whatever insurance they have, and
Part
then
A, B, C, D. They got
they
all these
deduct, and then they
clauses.
got all the deductions. They got to pay deductibles and stuff on top of that. They have to pay co-pays and all this other kind of things. And then on top of that,
Taxes off of their Social Security benefit. Like it's wild.
and
Like
then right, and then imagine having to pay for all this stuff and still gotta. They're not eligible for. Even though, yep, I'm getting $1,300 a month in Social Security benefits a month, and if I go apply for food stamps, they would turn them people down.
yes, they would.
These people are the people who are receiving like Social Security and stuff. Like my grandfather, he received his Social Security check and a pension.
Mm-hmm.
They told him he didn't even qualify. He couldn't even qualify to get energy assistance.
But yes, yeah. But and that's the thing, like, and then it's like now I would never like my mom would not be able to survive in this economy off of what she get off of her pension and Social Security. She would not.
Exactly.
She would not. And then furthermore, to even think ahead of the problem because people are starting to live longer, that's the problem, right? You don't have enough people working, right? Possibly because of educational levels, skill levels, what have you. A lot of people not going to college because it costs too much, right? Okay. Skilled trade kind of went by the wayside with the whole booming of everybody has to have a degree to work these jobs. But then it's like you work these jobs and you you don't get any benefits. Plus you added another bill because you got to pay back student loans and you right back where you started at. So it's like you're not making a step forward. You still staying stagnant. So now the younger generation, like, why am I even going to, you know what I'm saying? So now we have a generation of people who are not going to post high school education or even acquiring a skill, right?
Right.
And then now we have people like, so like my kids, their generation. So a lot of them are not interested in going to college, but then there's me. I'm stuck in the middle. I'm the sandwich generation, right? And then there's my mom, right? Who she doing great, right? Who knock on wood. I hope she continue living a long, beautiful life, right?
Right.
But at the same time, it's draining Social Security. So they not even giving the people who are getting Social Security now a living wage. Exactly. So when it comes down to us, there is going to be nothing. So now I'm going to have to I'm probably still going to be working when I'm her age. Because I have to. I'm not going to be able to live off of what they're giving and maintain just basic necessities. I don't have I don't live in a mansion. I don't live in a $500,000 home. I don't, I'm not driving a Lexus or a BMW or a Benz. I'm not, all of this stuff. Like,
yeah, I currently have a coworker right now who is early 70s, probably almost mid 70s, and is currently working full time right now because of the cost of living.
A physical job, labor.
A very physical labor job at damn near almost 75.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, who's going to change that? They're arguing about a debt ceiling. They're arguing about canceling student debt, which I had said a long time ago. I feel like it would stimulate the economy, right? Because now I got more money in my pocket and I can afford not being on food stamps. I can afford not getting energy assistance. I can afford, you get what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And it's like, I don't understand. It's like, it's so simple. Put money into canceling mass debt. To me, that's where I don't see where you're gonna go wrong. You worried about funding all of these programs. Now you want to cut people off of food stamps. Where else if they had a living wage, they wouldn't even need the food stamps.
Exactly. This, and then on top of that, they're shutting down a lot of jobs and shipping them overseas too. So
why? Because it's cheaper, right? Cheaper labor. But then you got to look at the economy of those places. Yes, they're third world countries. Yes, they do have more impoverished people, but they also have key elements that we need. Like, you really don't hear shit about Canada except for the wildfires now, right?
right.
Every person I met for Canada enjoyed living there.
Yeah, they're like in Canada, the residents aren't even allowed to own guns. Like, you don't really hear about mass shootings in Canada. Like, they kids can go to school and be safe and not have to worry about somebody coming in a classroom and shooting them dead. Like, you might hear about some stabbings or police chase every now and then, but other than that, like, I feel like the problem is that every country has their own. Yes, but I think one of the things that you complain about with Canada is if you need a certain type of operation or transplant or whatever, because they have the whole universal healthcare and healthcare is free, it is a long wait when it comes to healthcare. Yes, but on top of that though, people are young and I'm just going in. It's like, hey, I'm just. Oh, I broke my arm. Can I just be seen for my broken arm? They don't have to leave the hospital with $1,000 just for a broken arm. You know, they don't have them worries.
Yeah. And that's why I like working where I work at, because even though it's a primary care clinic, right? But we don't turn people around based on their ability to pay. We see everybody. Period. Don't matter if you have a bill. We're still gonna see you and treat you.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I work for a company where I work for a hospital, and if you can't have a bill with them and work for them, they will take you to court and sue you and garnish your wages. You can't work for them and owe them. So that's another so there's like, okay, well now you got the like. There are people who I went to emergency room have a $1,000 bill left over and it's crazy. We work for a healthcare facility. Well, I work for the healthcare facility that I work for, and my health insurance is through them. If I go to the emergency room where I work at and receive healthcare, I still have to come out of my pocket $2,000-$3,000 out of my own money. And if you don't get on a payment plan with them and you work for them, like, they're automatically going in and garnishing your wages for 20% of your wages.
Primary care should be free, period, to me, because then that eliminates a lot of hospital this, hospital that. If people can get a hold of these chronic issues where they don't turn into exasperations like acute on chronic diseases, like long hospitalizations with, you know what I'm saying? And it won't completely solve the problem because people have to be compliant with whatever their treatment plan is. But if you take away some of those obstacles, which we call social determinants of care, it'll be more people willing to seek out medical care. I don't have to worry about how do I get to the doctor. I don't have to worry about if they're going to tell me I have a copay. I don't have to worry about how much my medications are going to cost. You know, just things like that. And then my clinic got everything there. All services are there, including a radiology department. It's right there. Just go across the hallway, all in one building. Like, we need more. And we only got 5 of those types of clinics in Milwaukee, period. With a population of what? Like 6, 7, 8 million, something like that.
No, Milwaukee. Our population is less than 1 million. Actually, it's like
Oh,
only
okay.
like
Well,
I
six,
think we
seven
only
hundred
get like
thousand.
500, maybe close to 600,000 for our population.
I couldn't see Milwaukee.
But we don't have, like I said, we only have like what two major. No, we have three major healthcare systems here, and only one of them exists outside of Wisconsin.
Population of 1,455,000.
Oh, geez, we went up since the last what they call that thing? U.S. Census.
Census.
Yeah. Yeah, last time I checked the U.S. Census, like we was like less than 1 million people that lived here.
Yeah. So the city of Milwaukee is 555,000, but the Milwaukee metro area.
Oh, the county. Okay,
Yeah.
which is comprised of Wauwatosa, Oak Creek, and all them other places. Okay, yeah.
Exactly.
It just because you say you live in Brown, you still Milwaukee County. As you say you live in Brown Deer, Metquon, Oak Creek, y'all is still Milwaukee County. Hey,
Milwaukee County,
they
baby.
be like, I don't live in Milwaukee. Like, girl, that is still Milwaukee County.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Greenfield, y'all are still Milwaukee County. Oh Lord. But I guess that was our final thought. Our final thought was to rant about healthcare.
Ooh, you got me fired up.
Because we are an hour and 20 minutes in. So, well, my phone said 17, my computer said, I don't know what it is. So, thank y'all for tuning into this episode. We enjoyed y'all. I know that the audio part versions are coming out super late. So, as of this recording, this Saturday, I'm going to be getting up super early and I'm releasing all those audio episodes that need to come out. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning into this episode of Same Cats Every Day podcast. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.